My grandfather, Lawrence Tobuch, was born in Chicago on March 28, 1932. During this time of war, he knew that the draft to the Army was imminent. He enlisted into the U.S. Air Force January of 1952 and worked in technical supply, which was all the parts that kept and maintained airplanes. He did not always want to be in supply, but due to him being colorblind, his aspirations for becoming a pilot were lost. He volunteered to be sent overseas to the island of Okinawa, which was in the middle of China, Korea, the Philippines, Vietnam, Japan, and Formosa, which is now called Taiwan. You can see why this land was important to the U.S. He was stationed in Araku, which is shown on the map, and the airbase was in Naha. These are the barracks that Lawrence stayed in during his tour. He took this picture from inside the room during a typhoon. Typhoons were very common, so they designed the barracks to resist. Due to the very common typhoon threat, the men had to build a resistant hangar to keep their planes from being damaged. Since they were close to the ocean, it would be saltwater typhoons, and salt water would easily decay a plane. This is some parts of the village. The small hills you see in the middle left part of the picture is actually a hidden fuel tank that the U.S. used in case of attack. This shows some of the great agricultural aspects of Okinawa that are lost today due to the modernization of Araku and Naha. In the distance, you can see rice fields. In the top right part of the picture, you can see more of the village. In the main part, you can see one of the farms. The farms were significant because that was their only food supply. That and the fish they caught off the shore. Human feces was used as a fertilizer then, and this brought forth many diseases such as cholera and yellow fever. Here, you can see most of the village in the distance. You can see how simple and primitive this island was compared to the rest of the world at the time. Most of the townspeople were reliant on soldiers in Okinawa due to the job opportunities. Some worked in laundry, some in supply with Lawrence, and some, like this woman, in the mess hall. The poverty in Araku was great in number, but neighbors helped each other out. In this picture, you see two kids without shoes. Lawrence said that this picture portrayed how most people lived during this time. The main route of transportation was on foot. The man you see is carrying hay across the town. The shacks in the back show how primitive and poor the town was. Lawrence caught up with the same man again, and he was carrying hay across town. This is what he does every day for a living. Some of the soldiers never really liked the natives, and even treated them harshly, even though all were kind and considerate. Lawrence, on the other hand, loved to be with the natives. He wanted to learn more about how they lived. He made many friends during his call of duty. While he was there, he learned some Okinawan and taught some English to a man he befriended, a shop owner you see on the right of the screen. The shop owner's kids loved and respected Lawrence, as you see in the picture. In Okinawa, a lot of the food that was served was unsanitary, and some restaurants were unsafe to eat at. This is one of the Class A restaurants that indicated that any U.S. personnel can eat there safely. In Araku, it was not all poverty and destruction. They did have schools and sports. In these pictures you see a girls' track meet and the many people that arrived to see the event. These are some of the girls on Araku's track team that raced that day. In the middle of his tour, he was called to Taiwan, formerly called Formosa, to prevent a possible communist attack from China. During his call, for a month, he stayed inside this bombed-out building to protect the Taiwanese and assure them it was safe. When Lawrence's tour ended and he was leaving Okinawa, the shop owner, mess hall worker, and some other locals he grew close to all came to see him leave and say goodbye. He was the only one out of his whole squadron to have natives come and see him off. Lawrence left Okinawa with heavy heart, knowing he'd miss them, but he kept one thing: his story.